Did you know that 90% of consumers willingly share their personal details to receive personalized shopping experience? This is done by a survey called, some people called Smarter HQ, and it's true. You just look at Amazon, Netflix and Google as an example. So a bit of an introduction. I'm Darren from Develop and Promote. We have been supporting businesses since 2006 with design, web applications and marketing. Today I'm going to tell you about personalization strategies to build customer relationships for the longer term. In 1997 I was asked to help support or run an IT for the Terrified course at the local college. I enjoyed it so much that I studied teaching the year after and got my teaching certificate in '98. I came from a non-private sector, public utilities, and I was starting off in self-employment for the first time and didn't really have a lot of knowledge or access to information. And that's what I'm here now to try and share and help you cut some of those mistakes out that I made and make some shortcuts in getting things up and running quicker, or making your business run more effectively if you've already been running. So the content this month of Darrens Dispatch is what is personalization? A little bit about Darrens Dispatch, which is what this video is all about. It's an educational document. I want it to be thought-provoking, and each month I have a theme worked around either marketing or the business world, and it's split into 6 different sections or segments. Business secrets. So I talk about what you need to look for in your business to apply around these themes. Business tips and some things that you can actually implement directly into your business. Social media, how to use a specific platform in a certain way themed around our theme. And then also a book review related around the theme for that particular month as well. I personally make sure I read those books, so I have on my list educational knowledge of reading at least 1 book every month, which means I read 12 a year, and so on. My knowledge grows, and you should also be able to do that in the same way, as well as digesting things like Darrens Dispatch. Then we also pick out a success story that relates to the theme for the month, and then we also have a customer only offer, which is either to support that theme or directly to train or teach you around that theme. In this video, I'll be sharing some tips around the personalization, and if you watch through to the end, I've got a big offer for you, a very interesting offer, so watch through to the end. What is personalization? So the content this month of Darrens Dispatch is what is personalization? When a company tailors their customer's experience based on their preferences, it's called personalization. We all like to feel special. The benefits of doing this are quite obvious really. It's repeat and loyal customers. It also boosts sales, and it builds a healthy long-term relationship with your customer, hence relationship marketing, which is very powerful. It also restricts competitors sneaking in there because your customers feel that they have a personal connection with you and you treat them in a special way. And in return, they also offer word of mouth marketing for you. So they talk about your business in a very positive way and all the great things that you do, in the same way as I would hope most of my customers would do the same about me. That's not to say we don't make mistakes, we all make mistakes, but it's about understanding the requirements behind that and fixing it, and apologizing obviously if you make a mistake, and fixing it and getting it right for the customer and try not to do it again. In terms of relationship marketing online, we're going to delve into a little bit of CRMs, customer relationship management systems. In my view, it's important to have a CRM in your business. It's a leading business tool. Most people have heard of them. Some people use spreadsheets, and that's fine, but actually to take your business forward and actually personalize it, and also if you've got team members, etc., you really need something like a CRM in place. There's a huge amount of benefits to automating some of the processes and gathering, storing the information also in one place as well. If you're looking for some recommendations or ideas, or whether a CRM would work in your business, by all means get in touch with me. I'm always happy to talk. I'm quite passionate about things like that. If it's anything to do with tech and business, it's right up my alley, and you know, I can speak for hours on it. If there's a few people interested, I may even hold a separate you know, webinar meeting discussion type thing as well. But for me, it was quite a life-changing tool. In 2008, I became quite ill trying to run my business on my own, and I ended up being in hospital because of it, directly linked to it. And CRM really helped save me and my business, and helped to accelerate it forward. Hence why we've been running since 2006 now. You know, we've got a good reputation around, and good contacts and database of people as well. So I would definitely recommend it. And also you can do a lot of email marketing from it. 99% of users check their emails every day, as often 20 times a day. Can you believe it? And more than 50% of users check their emails first thing in the morning. Yeah, I'm guilty of that as well. Emails, let's talk a bit about emails. Mobile optimized emails is quite important. As we just said, you know, we check our phones in the morning when we wake up, and we're reading our emails, so they need to work and display correctly on emails. Using your name, personalization, you know, hi Darren, dear Darren, not dear user, dear subscriber, hey. You know, that's very uncool to me. I'm a little bit of an older generation, and I like a bit of personalization, but not the hey stuff. You know, if you know my name, talk to me by my name. And send out thank you emails. Make sure you stand out. Make your audience remember you. Try not to do anything too political, but sending out emails regularly and consistently is very important to start with. And make sure they remember you, and whenever they might need your services, or someone else asks about it, that you're going to be in the forefront of their mind. So emails are still very powerful, regardless of what people say. Yes, social media has its place as well. There are multiple channels of connecting with your people, which is what you need to do. And that's what we're doing. We do videos as well as emails and social media, etc. It's a whole mix of things, and you need to be able to manage all that data and information. And it goes back to talking about CRMs again as well. Your key thing in your emails is make sure that you have a call to action. So you're going to get them to do something. Make sure they're short and sharp as well, or include a video. Videos are very powerful. You can embed a picture into an email with click a link, and it'll click and play the video for them. And also, we'll talk about videos, or slightly off subject, is make sure you've got some kind of subtitles on there as well, because if they are watching it in the morning, their partner or someone else in the house may not be up, and they would just want to watch the video, but they don't want the sound on, so they'll need those subtitles on there as well. And also remember about keep it relevant. Let's go back to personalization. Keep it relevant to their wants and needs, their interests, and you'll keep them on board for quite a long while. Real-time conversations is important, and you need that information to hand for your personalization. Listening is key to selling, and you know, all these communications are about marketing, and marketing leads directly into selling. And you need to listen to all of those pain points, criticisms, etc. Everything that someone's telling you, pick out the key bits and use those to feed back to them, reassure them, get over any of the objections, etc. They probably have the same emotional needs as you if you built up an audience that you know, relates to you. You know, for me, it's, you know, anyone that runs a business and has interest in learning, etc. So it's you know, they'll have genuine struggles, the same or similar as me. So we can talk about those. We can go the extra mile to talk about those in a bit more detail, or relate to them personally. If there's any losses or sympathies, or you know, if you're in the health industry, you know, how have you overcome something? Or if you're a coach, how have you grown a business, or done some life coaching, changed your life around, etc. You know, relate your personal stories to them. Just because we're behind screens and we maybe don't go out as much as we did before, we still need to get across those personalized stories as well. So we make it friendly, conversational, and speak the correct language to people as well. Personalization is about understanding your right kind of audience and the right kind of people that you're talking to. If you're talking to restaurant owners, it's about tables and covers. If it's builders, it's about, you know, language in there. You know, it's being able to talk about gobbo. You know, gobbo you might not have heard about, but gobbo is waste cement. You know, it's key to understand that language. Accountants, you know, I originally trained in accountancy. We have a slightly different language. We all talk English, but it's all about the language in there and to build that personalization. And don't, you know, one of the business, you know, bonus tips that you need to get is don't confuse your audience. For online and offline, don't send 5 different notifications from 5 different channels. It's far too confusing. You need to send out the same message, the same theme to all your different channels at the same time. And the reason is that if you're, you know, some people, 30% of your readers may open your email. They'll still stay on your list, but 30% or less may open your emails. Some may open Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, or video, or TikTok, or Clubhouse, or whatever it is. You know, wherever your audiences are that you've identified, make sure you send that message out to them using that language. It's just that they choose to use different communications tools, and so you need to be able to broadcast that message out to them and get to as many people as possible. And try not to be overly salesy. People don't like to be sold to, but people do like to buy. People like to buy and show off things. You know, if you've just bought a Porsche, you're going to tell lots of people about it. You spend a lot of money on it, and it's about a status symbol, making you feel good, but also telling other people about it. And you need to be able to make sure that any marketing you do makes people feel good and go away and go, that's great, I learned something, or got something out of that. So it's about them as well, getting out of it, or make sure they get something out of it at the same time as well. For us, we like to focus on one goal at a time. So using sort of SMART goals, or telling your customers about the same deal on all your channels. Or for us, we theme for a month because it makes planning and writing content and recording videos, etc., much easier to do. If we're sending information out about, you know, websites on one day and marketing on the next day, and, you know, web development, mobile apps the following day, it's just going to get confusing. Which ones are you doing? You're doing design today. We do all of these things. It's part of the, you know, the agency that we run. But it's also about making sure that people have the relevant choices, will know about those things, but actually they just need to focus on one thing. It's like going to, you know, I relate it to going to the supermarket. I hate going shopping to the supermarkets. The big supermarkets, I just want a loaf of bread. You know, on a loaf of bread, you know, I don't, you know, it's brown, it's half brown, it's got seeds, it's got lumps, it's got this, it's fluffy, it's home. Yeah, there's too many. I just want to go and get a loaf of bread. It's not that important in my life. I just want to put some butter on it and ham on it and make a sandwich. And sometimes the same with your marketing. Don't over confuse people with too much choice. Otherwise they'll just do nothing and they'll get confused. I still buy my loaf of bread. I just go and pick up the cheapest because that's the market you end up being in. And if you haven't personalized your message, you end up competing on price. And price, you know, I'm in the process of writing a book about pricing and pricing structures at the moment. It's a dangerous game, and you just end up being the one who's got the biggest marketing budget to survive, and you can't run it that way, and your reputation isn't great. You know, it shouldn't be a compete on price. It should be a compete on value, and it's portraying and giving value to your customers, personalizing what they would need, what they're looking for. So, you know, there's lots of things to discuss, and there's lots of thought-provoking things. So delve into the Darrens Dispatch. If you're not a customer and you're not receiving it, and you've seen this video on LinkedIn or YouTube or one of my many other channels that I put this on, then have a look in the description, and there's a link in there. You can sign up for Darrens Dispatch free. It's a free subscription, and I'll send it out to you every month. I'll promise I won't send you a whole bunch of other junk. It's just educational stuff, and I'm trying to educate people and try and make this accessible to as many people as possible. So look at the description below or at the side, depending on what channel you're on, and click on the link and subscribe to Darrens Dispatch. I'm going to be doing these every single month. They should come out roughly about the middle of the month. and there's a lot of work and effort that goes into it, and I think it's helpful. And also I welcome anybody to feed in if you've got a particular success story, or you've got a particular theme you'd like to cover, you're not sure about, or even if you, outside of that, perhaps want me to run some educational sessions, then let me know. I'm all up for it. As I said, I love teaching, and I'm quite keen to do more of it and get out and share my knowledge and share each other's knowledge as well. I don't know everything. I want to share other people's knowledge and interests as well. So in conclusion, just to finish this off, Darrens Dispatch is very useful, well structured, themes about personalization this month. We've got many other things. If you want to see some of our past ones as well, let me know. I can send them out to you. CRM is very important for your personalization to store, capture, and use your data effectively, both online and offline. And it helps with those listening skills because you can listen and record that information all in one place. So as always, if you found this video helpful, share it with your friends and colleagues. Please encourage them to subscribe, like the video, share it as much as you like. And if there's other such videos that you want me to create, subscribe to my channels and let me know, pass a message back and let me know if you thought it was good or not so good. Thanks very much. Take care. Keep learning.